around the door right here. 3 of them to be exact. Scatter will go down already.
That's it. Scatto's dropped. He's in a tough situation, but Gemini just swings wide. Scatto looks like he's been downed, potentially on cool vibes. So I'm not sure if he was caught by a bit of utility that was otherwise swung around, but there's otherwise full frag grenades. So no, it's all the pressure's coming here towards Gemini. Scatto is back to his feet, but there's a body inside the office. He swings, gets one, gets another one. Gemini says, hello, welcome to this office. Please take a seat. And suddenly, right between Sunrise and Blue, and see if they can just have that pocket of space. It offers a bit of protection from the courtyard angle. You have a little bit of hard wall, but it all comes down to this cover that Achieved is trying to lock in here. There goes the drive. There, as I said, is the concern towards courtyard, but the frag grenade actually able to catch Lolo. And there's one more for Achieved. Drops in, finds himself right in the mix, and finds a third. Out of nowhere, Achieved has fallen from the hookah heavens, and Sash is able to put us in 1 versus 1, finds the last one. Oh, if you missed the first TSM Makers showdown, yeah, welcome to it.
Welcome to it. I was very afraid for a while that Gemini's triple kill from the start of the round will be for nothing as TSM. They almost managed to bring that back.
Just creeping across the top there steadily, blowing up all of the utility from underneath. They want to put the pressure up, cool vibes here, and try and clear that hold on the top. It gives them that little bit of breathing room and space as the E1D roars out over the top. They try and scream around. Nobody's there. Already pulled off and can't go any further because of the own utility. But you've been able to buy yourself a bit of space. In fact, goes deep and goes even deeper. Drops the man on the double window. There's one just on the close left with Achieved picking the fight with the body that's slightly further away towards Aqua. But look at Geo planting just in the back of Aqua, in the back of Hookah even. They've been able to clear themselves that pocket of space. Achieved works wonders on the upside down rappel, and that's the diffuser down inside Hookah. That's the cover coming through. That is a team entirely isolated and locked off, and now Gemini suddenly has to dig his way all the way back across. There it is, leaving just Gemini by himself. Another ping comes out. A very long couple of seconds as he waits to see if he can try to reconvene, but look at the body underneath where the diffuser is. Look at this upside down rappel all the way from deep, and look at a 4K for Achieved. TSM take a round.
Second there is Geo trying to challenge the shotgun. Like we all know what happened to Merc when he was speaking there. He just got 2 shots and wasn't even able to respond. And indeed, a single fire arrow, just a single tick was enough to get that kill. Oh, Achieved will just come up from the roof and able to get the kill for free down onto Lolo. That is the advantage they need on TSM.
2 times he's been able to get that sort of kill from the same place against a different person, and it's one of those moments where Makers are finding themselves a little bit out of position and out of place, and that is what a team like TSM, a very well-coordinated team, can punish very quickly. They know where they need to be and when they need to be there. It's the 30-second mark now. They've still got to try and contest with Echo. I'm not sure if he's able to still utilize his drones. I don't know if it's a 0 when they're placed or destroyed. Either way, it's the pressure as Geo goes round to the default spot. Achieved yet again. Another body found on that window. Gets the last.
TSM is going to be allowed to freely operate on this top floor and open up every single angle they will prefer to and make sure they can displace you.
Well, talk of displacement, what a fadeaway. Finds one, gets the backside just after Bolo was able to get a double inside 90, but look at the pressure from TSM still coming through. He's dropped to his pistol and he drops one man. Really wants to secure the kill, but can't quite pull that final trigger. Charla is so low health, but he punishes one more. And suddenly, within the space of about 15 seconds and 2 E1Ds, we find ourselves in now a 3 versus 1. Akwi. It won't take a huge amount to drop Charla and Merc, but it's a Jaeger. He really only has that gun and the skill that can go behind it, and he's a highly skilled player that hasn't been able to find his way into this game yet. He's been punished for being out of position a couple of times so far, and he's got a big bit of a gamble and a rotation to take because you've still got a lot of utility faced up against you. 2 E1Ds, all of anything inside Capitão's crossbolts, as well as obviously Merc, who can just kind of slam those back to anywhere that you're holding. Geo's going to try and stick the plant because that's what they do, and they do it very well. Akwi should be aware of this, and this is the moment he might be able to strike at something if they are going for this setup hold.
That's the question, of course. The smoke are coming out right now, and Geo is going to be trying to find himself a spot, one that is not really predictable, because then Akwi would have an opportunity of going for a blind fire spray through. He's not going to be able to get it. We might be able to see him. No, he doesn't. Merc will get him through the vertical, and TSM able to pick up that round.
The push, the drone intel there to instantly ping. They just swung around and said he's there. It's like, okay, I'm there too. they've always got that plan B, and as they set themselves up now for their final execute towards the backside of the site itself, it's big attempts, but entirely locked off as Bolo finds one more for the trouble. It's one more spray. Lolo's found himself dug into a corner, uncomfortable, as there's one on the left and one on the right, and he doesn't get either. TSM 4-1.
In the European Paris.
Look at this. Sorry to interrupt, but it's a quick rush here coming down onto the service side. They swing with the shotgun. Sasha finds one, but the E1D pops off. They get a moment, and Scatto gets a huge amount of damage. That smoke is going to be a bit of a time buyer, but they're just trying to hold on. But Geo goes down too. They tried something bold and suffered for the cost as the diffuser got itself cold and cooked. Mkers the only one left on the opposite side. In the meantime, Charla on the Lamborghini side has been able to find a double. Brings us back into a little swing round Mkers could really do with a little bit of momentum before the turn of the half, and it's going to start potentially here, locking down this rush as Charla has actually come and set himself up to be the double down on the cover. Potentially going to go for this swing at the first time. As you said, it's all down to whether they spotted it. They definitely have now. Scatto swings wide, takes care of Merc with a C4 in hand, pre-places it and pops it, just digging Charla and forcing him into the site itself for safety. He's found a little bit of refuge. Do they know that he's been able to slip through? The angle is being held on the door. They definitely have an idea now. Drops the first with a heck of a pick, but with the rotation coming off the back, Mkers, they're able to get themselves one more before the turn.
There's no utility they could have used unless they had the control of either Hookah, Cool Vibes, or the bar itself. So, bit of an unnecessary swing out there as Nitros are still being popped, but no one is being found. Mkers have a really good opportunity here to set themselves up well for their first attacking round. And we've said it before, the attack is definitely a side that can get, you know, underway well. Here on a map like Coastline, it's not as defense-sided as other would be, and the Scatter now picks up yet another kill. It's a 2-on-5 situation here. We'll make that 1-on-5 for Mkers.
Well, Lola knows where the last one is, and he's trying to take the firefight all the way till the end as they stick the diffuser on the opposite side. Bolo didn't quite see Gemini and gets dropped from the man hiding behind the plant bot in the corner, and a flawless for Mkers. White stairs before he gets caught out, locked off, as you said, the opener there against the sledge. Those frag grenades that could have been used underneath and could have been used pretty well are gone. Merc almost is too, escapes with a sliver, and luckily Bolo's there, crawling across the floor with the Alder to get a little bit of a response from behind, sets himself with this big angle, and actually swings a little bit further around to the top of Cool Vibes to get a bit of width, get a bit of a hold here as Sasha now is a little bit more isolated, concerned about the backside of Hall of Fame and the backside of VIP 2. It's the pop of the head of Geo, taken out as they swung and got a bit too aggressive. That allows Acqui to keep some concerned and conceded efforts towards the back as Sasha army crawls his way steadily and slowly in. The swing from 90 is dangerous, sees the back of a man, but it's just going to try and stick it whilst being shot.
Not sure why they went for the plan there, because it was still a mirror window that was giving away the information. Could have gone all the way behind the bed. It would have been a way safer space, and there's only 30 seconds left right now in a one-on-one situation for Lolo. He's not going to be able to find that kill. The Maestro inside of VIP will win.
He goes back and actually tries to get aggressive back on. The 3 holes means it's a bit of a guessing game, but the hot pings say, no, it isn't. Long arms of smoke all the way to luggage as the crossfire across the top and the backside makes them suffer. It might have been just from a man that is determined not to leave that bar. Scatto saw a sliver of somebody slip past underneath the door, but it's Charla again that digs in, holds off until Scatto's able to get the swing. But what a massive moment that was for him to kind of suffer all that aggression and say no. Because you look at the timer now, you look at 30 seconds, and you look at this, as the C4 is prepped and ready for Achieve to swing up to this default. They're in a really tricky situation right now.
There it comes, will be blown up, but not in the right position. Bolo will be able to get the kill, though. Double kill for him, and make that a triple. TSM able to get round number 9. They're on map point now for here on Coastline.
Kinda heavy towards this push onto the split side. It's still a lot of time, and it's the grenade that's going to go bounce around the back to destroy the utility that's in the default plant spot corner, but without that vertical control yet either, it becomes a very dangerous attempt here.
Will be indeed. It's Charla just holding off onto the potential bridge to come through. Grenades are starting to rain out, and Achieve for the great double kill is going to be starting it off. But the question is, can he find more?
No is the answer, but it's Gio who's able to lock off behind the bar as Lolo creeps around from the backside. He was able to do some big bits previously on a lot of these clutch swings, and it's the cover here that might be the first blow. He knows this is a spot that's going to be watched, but he also knows he has 50 seconds. So he's waiting for them to make a mistake. There it is. Swings wide first and puts them in a 2 versus 2. A huge take as he repositions around onto the door, hoping that TSM go for a slightly different approach as Scatto does exactly that. They're going to find and recollect themselves in a different angle, a different method, a different modus as they go round to the backside, hoping that the surprise from Cool Vibes might be the strike that takes it out. The spray comes through and it's TSM and it's all blue.
Yes, there we have it. Bolo right behind the hedge and achieved on the top of the yellow stairs. Maybe holding it off.
Yeah, come round to offer some support here as you can see that they're steadily droning ahead. Consulate, it is quite a tough map when the attackers are good at window control. They just need to lock off the back of this anvil. They go for something very bold. I don't know if they knew that Bolo was that sort of close on the angle. I think they thought he had potentially gone around to the top and it was just the one loose. It was a bit of a misplay there. He got really aggressive and that was quite an easy pickup as the man brought his hammer back down to his hands. There's a hop out, there's a drop down, and there's finally revenge. But Bolo, I mean, this is what we talk about. This map, it offers you so many options to throw yourself out and usually find a kill, but look at what's been taken out of the aggressors now. They've got to really find a quick bit of pace. Sure, Bolo's dead, but after he dropped your sledge for that piano room, you've still got the buck, thankfully, but you lose those frags and your ash as well. For any of those Banshees, there's one more. As they swing around, and now you don't have the buck either. You've lost piano control physically, you've lost another man, and TSM have taken all of Consulate.
Let's just stop saying, you know, you lost your sledge, you lost your buck. They lost everything.
They lost everything.
It's basically impossible to go for a plant in this case.
Gio slipping his way back up, but then we just saw the body actually drop down, took the hatch round circle and might try and find some violence out from the Visa side instead. Again, there's always the danger of runouts, there's always the danger of fresh pushes and perspective, and there it is. Charla and Gio are able to get one apiece there. They're dug in underneath as Akwi gets at least a body back, but with the front door being such a high pressure point and that Banshee ready to scream as soon as anyone enters, they know that there's huge danger coming.
Oh, all right, there we have it. Maybe a jump out. Yeah, that's from the balcony. Sasha taking a little bit of damage, but will stay alive. So the important part there is that he is still able to fight. Lolo now putting up a pressure from the window. They are nowhere near the site yet. They need to move in from the yellow stairs, and the question is, will they do so? As Lolo spots out the feet, will be able to get one kill. That turns it into a 2-on-3 here for Mkers, and Charla trying to bring it back, but won't be able to.
Well, 10 seconds left. They're inside Anti, and they're able to take it.
How would you deal with it? I think the only way really would be to try and cook a grenade just enough that as soon as it goes through the flooring, it explodes to take care of the electrical. Otherwise, not going to be able to pick that one up. And that basically forces Mkers to either go through garage or go for the top-down approach.
Well, the pressure's here coming underneath. They had an idea that someone was around. That camera is going to give the game away. And here's the quick pressure. Sasha is just sticking the diffuser. The smokes come through a little bit later, but it's a 4 versus 3 versus 4 post-plant situation. They dug in, went quick, and they said, well, you want to stop the rush here? We'll go somewhere else. 3 versus 3. Still 3 C4s left in the pockets of TSM. That can be a bit of an opener. It can be a bit of a problem maker as Lolo dances a dangerous game and the first starts to pop off. Has some cover and a flash down inside to make sure nobody's able to find their way through. Gets a great pick and doesn't quite man the C4. The pistol pre-fire doesn't hit it, but the cover's round on the backside instead. 1 versus 2 now, as they've just got to try and dig their way back round. It's achieved. Still left as he's going to try and go for the defuse. Will he stick it? No, he pulls off just in time, and unfortunately, they can't quite lock it off. Scatto does.
The top floor hoping to find a player that goes aggressive around the white fan, but still, of course, has the opportunity to open up lots of the floor together with Scatto. Vertical play is in their control. 45 seconds are left on that clock. And, well, there is still utility for them to deal with. But luckily, they now have a 2-man advantage. As Scatto will drop Merc onto the ground. Achieved will still be playing in the backside. Inside of Archives will be the one man that can lock down a potential back push, and that makes sure that that Chala and Gio now can focus on a potential push from the garage side of things, and that means they can use their smoke canisters and their nitro cell to make sure that this plant will not happen. They need to make sure as well that they have the information and they have the timing right, as there's only 10 seconds left on that clock. Gio will go down, the last smoke canister has been used, and that means they need to deny this plant now. They need to have the vertical control to make it happen, because Gemini is going to be able to pick up the kill. Chala and achieved as well, the double. Mkers with a flawless round here are turning it around. It's 3 consecutive rounds for them. The kill. Of course, we'll get confirmation on that a little bit later, but first, 45 seconds left on that clock. There is going to be a Jackal track on a player downstairs, so they don't have to worry about him too much. But now it looks like Acqui might not be very well aware as the plant is going down, that there was one on the top of white.
Well, the popped C4 goes off. That one just hits, but just not in time. The diffuser is able to be planted now, and suddenly Chala's finding himself digging deeper and deeper and further towards that diffuser. Scatter locks off the mount, the Visa stairs, with Acqui with a double on the backside of Spiral and Mkers. Keep the momentum after the tactical timeout and find themselves 4-1 on their consulate attacks. There's still the concern. 3 C4s are left in the pockets. There's a pulse to give the instant read as to where anybody is, and they've sort of set themselves up for, okay, you want to get in this little box room, try it. Whether you hop up on a table or not, we have the many methods of blowing somebody out of the room many times. Lolo is the first to dance dangerously and the first to suffer the fate. Bolo popped perfectly timed with the information that's coming through, and there it is. The second one is almost instantly ready. Makers don't have the clean entry, so Gemini is thinking about maybe digging down Spiral.
That's what they have to do, right? Because there's still 3 more nitros they have to dig through if they want to get the plan down. And the only way to do that is go for these kills. But Gio and Bolo both pick up a kill before Sasha responds. It will not be for long. TSM able to pick up their second round of this game. Make sure that they do not have a line of sight. It's not a wall, of course, but the plant's already going down. Gio managed to repel in, and it's happening, but the smoke is going to be popped, and that means Gio will have to relocate. Digs himself in deep behind the reinforced wall, and is going to try for a second attempt now.
Yeah, just sticking it. They have the cover and the angle. There goes another canister, but it goes a little bit too deep, and they're able to put it off with Achieved. Getting the lead off. Sasha goes down with Bolo getting the pickup round the back stairs, comes back up 1. But it's a 4 versus 2. They have to do an entire retake here. There's an outside rappel, and there's 2 bodies one body underneath the site. There's one directly on the antechamber window. There's one directly on the diffuser itself, and Scatto's isolated on yellow stairs. Whichever way he goes, he has to drive through them on separate angles. But it's the bottom of yellow that takes him. Bolo is able to bring one more back for TSM.
They know how impactful he can be. Look at that drone from Achieved. They're trying to find out where he's coming from, and the SamCam should have given away the information that he is indeed inside. As they're still trying to play with it. It seems like they are going to be completely rotating to that top floor as Merc gets a grenade kill onto Acqui, who just got down from the balcony.
A bit of a reverse hold there. They have the opening around the back of long desk instead, so he was still dug in the corner. It gives them a little bit more slight to play with here, but now, as you said, they're dropping down. They want to make sure that nobody sprays in from underneath. The body's hot pinged. Achieved goes for the fight, can't win it out, and it's Scatto in the meantime that does an important bit of work for Makers up above. It's now screaming across the back of the top of lobby as they go for that opening onto the long desk, but he's dropped on the other side of the smoke. Merc comes out successful. Clash is being bullied in the corner. They've got to pick it up and try and stick it on the close wall. It's a 2 versus 1 technically. As Scatto locks it off, the other man's on yellow. He swings up, wasn't paying attention, and TSM bring us back balance. Chanka and that smoke. They have so much to pop and burn around that back line. Make sure that, well, if you want to try and stick it, you're going to have to do it, and more than just the usual smoke, you're going to have to do it under the hail of fire as well. A missed grenade. It doesn't drop down. Looked like it might have rolled back there, but no, that means that they're still going to have that one cam giving the ideas, and as they try and creep around, 20 seconds. Look at the timer, look at the health ticking, and look at Gio swinging around, getting one and digging deep, going past the usual point for the smoke as they dig deep anyway, leaving just the Maestro above. Doesn't know there's a man behind him, and TSM with a flawless pullback. One of those dangerous, well, remaining frag grenade. One had already been tossed and popped the hatch on the back line, and now let's see if they can get some concern. They are very concerned about suicide, about somebody just swinging out, putting their head and saying, hey there, how's it going? But Scatto, in the meantime, suffers in the exchange. Charla peppers some bullets towards the backline as Achieved screams over the top of the vertical, and Gio has found his way into Piano, swings onto one, gets the man around the backside. They're doubled down inside the Piano corner. Charla says, you plant, I'll cover, covers perfectly. TSM, map and series point is on the cards and table.
And now there's 1 minute and 45 seconds left for the 4 men of TSM to find the 4 men of Mkers to make sure they progress through the lower bracket and to send Mkers home. There is still a bit of a struggle. There is a mirror window up that is holding off admin. That means they're possibly going to be completely denying that. TSM is just going to forget about it. The rushing side, actually. Gio is going to be about to enter. The plant is going down. Sasha has no clue.
He's stuck a C4 in the wrong space, and Charla's stuck one more down. There's the swing onto the diffuser planter. It goes a bit cold, but the pressure is still red hot. Screams round the side. Achieved on the backside of site. Takes it Scatto with the response and revenge. The isolated diffuser is between two bodies. They swing round. He's behind you. He's on a triple. And Charla's able to slip away, break the mold of somebody dying for every single trade that's come through. There it is, just a slip at the last second of post-plot, and a team kill. Charla, he's having everybody for dinner, including his own. Can he be the last one eating? Lolo goes for one more attempt at a huge clutch on the close corners. It's peppered bullets and a pistol for a potential pre-fire round in the side. He hits zero, he gets it, and Mkers get one more attempt. That is a very tricky situation to be in.
Just a single zap of the Evil Eye will remove his life as Merc tosses in the grenade right now and gets a kill to Sasha. Yet, the man advantage will fall into TSM's favor and will be increasing with the seconds, with the minutes. And now Akwi will find himself, fetches a man that is going to be rappelling in. That is the diffuser dropped onto the side as well. Are they going to be able to hold on to that as they start rotating around? The Chief picks up another kill as well. Gemini will drop, and that leaves us with only Scatto and Akwi left in a 2-on-4 situation. Are they going to be able to turn this around, or will this be TSM that will knock out the Italians?
Drone the whole time on the connector. He wants to drop down, but look at the pressure. There's one coming up Visa. There's one under the hatch. There's only one player left, and it's Akwi, but he's found his third for the round. He's swinging around for his fourth, but the body above makes it a very dangerous entrance. They're going to hit the hatch. That's pinged, though. They know exactly where he is, so he swings deep for the diffuser, gets the quad, and now just has to try and take the vertical here. Is he going to stick it? He's holding on for now. They're going to give the call. They're going to say he's going for it. No! Achieve takes it for TSM, who survive one more day.
Almost the ace coming in there for Akwi with the MK14 to keep them in it, to push them to overtime, but it was not allowed to be. The vertical control was there for TSM and they will survive.